Hey, it's James, the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you could be here with us. Today we're going to talk about quarterbacks. I know it's kind of an important position. Unfortunately, the University of Cincinnati bobblehead has not arrived yet. He'll be here soon. I would anticipate after I go see my parents next month, he'll probably be here by then. So let's begin. I must admit I borrowed some information from a website and I forgot to write it down, and so I apologize ahead of time. This is not all. I basically took their findings and I replaced it with how I feel things are going to be. So I've also been tinkering with my other channel here. I'm going to slide this back so I can put the remarkable down. Full disclosure, you can't see this, but my workbench that you can't see is really my ironing board. So, I mean, we're about as low tech around here as we're going to get. Okay, so, but, you know, the whole point of the channel is to talk about college football, Big 12 sports. So anyway, let's get. I hate to do it. I don't know as much about Slovis as the others. Obviously, he could be better than I'm giving him credit for, but I put him at number 14. I put Emory Jones at number 13. He's the quarterback for Cincinnati. He's relatively young, so that's why. Number 12, I put Hunter Dekkers. Here's the thing. He did a lot. He committed a lot of turnovers last year, but as far as his arm strength is concerned, he would be number 1. He's got a cannon for an arm. He has a lot of upside, and he could end up proving me wrong. Of all of the predictions I'm making when it comes to quarterbacks, that's the one I feel least good about because I know he has potential. I put Blake Shapen at number 11 for Baylor. I'm really going to focus on the top 7 in this video. Donovan Smith, I put him at number 10. John Rhys Plumlee, I put at number 9. I just think the teams coming into the Big 12 are going to have to add some good players in order to compete in the Big 12. So they're going to struggle this year. Understand that UCF has Auburn's old coach who won a national championship, so if anybody can turn UCF around, he can. This is where things start to get interesting. Number 8, Garrett Greene. Now, if you know the history of West Virginia football, and remember, I grew up in upstate New York, so I'm still a Syracuse fan. But I will never refer to them as the Orange. They're the Orangemen. One of their big rivals was West Virginia. And so I remember Pat White. Was Pat White in the Big 12? I don't remember. It's very late. So if you've watched this channel before, you know that I do my videos late. So I definitely remember Major Harris. They played, I want to say November of '86. It was funny. Syracuse had a Don McPherson who was the quarterback. They had Don McPherson, the head coach. They weren't related. But I'm telling you, when Major Harris was there, they were a really good football team. And the bottom line is West Virginia has a history of being really good when they have a mobile quarterback, a quarterback that is a true run threat pass. Very similar to to Va-Tech. Michael Vick. So is Garrett Greene that good? We'll find out. If he plays better than he did last year, look out, because they're going to beat some people that others will probably say, nah. I put Tyler Shough at 7. I don't think I'm pronouncing his last name right. And quite frankly, I don't know why. I'd have to look at more tape, but I don't think he's better than Morton, who's his backup. Morton came in Stillwater, first game as a collegiate quarterback, and just was amazing. I mean, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Morton. Kind of wish he was wearing orange and black, to be honest. Number 6, I got Quinn Ewers. He's going to get better. The problem is that they've lost a couple key receivers. So they've got to replace those, and they're going to be younger guys. So can they have even match the productivity that they had last year? Oh, I'm going to have to get those fly sticky things. Anyway. Chandler Morris, I put him at number 5. By the way, yeah, I cut my hair. Think about it. He beat Max Duggan to be the starter, and then he got hurt in the first game. If he's better than Max Duggan, and Max Duggan went to New York City as a Heisman finalist, how good is Chandler Morris? That guy's got a lot of potential. They're going to be dangerous. I put Alan Bowman at number 4. Now you're probably like, well, that's a homer pick. He knows how to run spread offense. He knows what he's doing out there. He's got some experience. He's not a youngster. He's not a brand new freshman, no experience at the college level. He's got a ton of experience. Problem is, he also has a history of getting hurt. So he's got to stay healthy. Granted, Oklahoma State has a youngster coming in who was the number 1 quarterback in the entire state of Nebraska, who's going to be really good in the future. But Bowman is the key to Oklahoma State's success. If Bowman stays healthy, I could see the Cowboys winning 9-10 games easily. As much as I don't like to say this, I put Dillon Gabriel at OU at number 3. It's his second year in the system. He knows the system. I think he's going to feel a lot more comfortable. As I was telling a friend of mine earlier, when you're in a position where you're no longer having to think about what you're doing before you do it, you just react to what you're seeing around you, then you can make adjustments on just like that, on the fly. I'll give you a good example. If a spread offense quarterback goes up and he's in the shotgun, he looks over, and of course, if the defense can't make an adjustment, and let's just say that the offense managed to switch receivers and put a speed guy in the slot. He looks over and he sees a linebacker on that slot receiver. You're going to call an audible, fake the handoff, boom, right to your slot receiver. There's no way the linebacker is going to be able to cover him in space and have the speed to catch him. It's not going to happen. So I need a fly swatter. I put Jalon Daniels at number 2. As Charles Barkley would say, He's an athlete. That guy is just amazing. Run pass, very similar to Garrett Greene. I think a better athlete than Garrett Greene. And he knows that offense. He had a pretty successful year last year, and he's just going to get better. They're going to be dangerous. I will predict that KU will be bowl eligible this year again. I have no doubt in my mind. I don't think they're going to compete for the Big 12, but they're definitely going to another bowl. So, and here's hoping that they actually get that. They raise the money to start doing construction on their stadium. Those Kansas fans deserve a better stadium. They really do. So, as a complete side note, across the street from the football stadium, there's a pizza and chicken place called Toppers. It's fantastic. When I went in 2020, I called at halftime, told them I was going to pick up the pizza at 6. Game was over, walked across the street, paid for my pizza, it was ready, and pretty much ate it on the way home. Most of it. Speaking of pizza, KState, I put Will Howard at number 1. They got a place in Manhattan called AJs Pizza. That's fantastic. It was voted the best pizza place in all of the state of Kansas. So, but we're here to talk about quarterbacks. Will Howard is much better than he was in 2020. When I saw him in person, he wasn't very good. But he has grown every year since. And obviously they won the Big 12 last year. They're my favorite to win again. And the reason I'm picking them to win the Big 12 is because of Will Howard. He, and one of the things that KState has done right, and I just think is a stroke of genius, is they have Colin Klein, their former great quarterback, on their staff. So you want to know why some things are done consistently like they were done under Bill Snyder? It's because you have Colin Klein on their coaching staff. So smart move by the new regime there. I think they are going to be good for a long time. A very long time. With that coaching staff and their ability to get players from North and South Dakota and Nebraska and places north of the Big 12, their ability to get players that other coaches aren't going to go after and find them and bring them in. Of course, Kansas State just built a brand new, brand new. When I saw it in January, it was brand new. Indoor practice facility. It's right next to the football stadium. It's still got that, not marble. It's a different type of brick, but it looks absolutely amazing. Facilities wise, Kansas State is as good as anybody in the country, and that's why they're going to do well. I know they're farther away from Kansas City than Kansas is, and some people will be like, well, there's not much to do. It's like there's enough in Manhattan to do for young people to stay busy. So, besides that, my mentality has always been, it's like, if you want to party, why don't you bust your rear end, get to the Big 12 championship game, win it, go to a great bowl. They call them the Big 6 now, but I don't know what they're going to call it once the playoffs begin. I would say you want to have a good reason to party, win the Big 12, get into the playoff, the 12-team playoff, And then when the season's over, then you'll have a good reason to party. I can't stand it when young people think it's okay to party during the regular season. You need to. Alcohol and training do not mix. That's me on my soapbox. So, sorry. I mean, if you don't agree with that, that's okay. I will say this. If you are new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. We're going to have a lot of good content coming. If you haven't seen the videos of me down in over in North Carolina, I did a video on Duke, North Carolina State, and Wake Forest. They all have good facilities in their own unique way. Duke, surprisingly, has a lot of chairback seats. In fact, most of their stadium is chairback seats, which was a shock to me. North Carolina, same thing. I mean, the vast majority of their seats are chairbacks, and it's that beautiful baby blue, that North Carolina blue throughout the entire stadium on the inside, and it's gorgeous. North Carolina State, the thing I liked most about them was the statue. There's a mountain, and you had these wolves climbing up it. Is super cool. And then Wake Forest was okay. The side with the club and suites on it was really good. You almost wish they would do the same thing on the other side. If they did, that place would look amazing. Wake Forest, around their basketball arena, and I did do separate videos for the basketball arenas. Their basketball arena, they have this really amazing, since it is Memorial Day, I should mention they have a Veterans Memorial area outside of the arena, and each of the poles has a name and what war they served in. It's phenomenal. So go check those out. They're on the channel. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for watching, and as always, go Pokes.